Hi, it's Dax Murphy, and today I want to talk to you about how you can be happy, how you can be free, how you can be positive. Hi, have you ever noticed how some people live a charmed life? They're always happy, they're always positive, and no matter what life throws at them, they go through it with ease and grace. And then there are those other people who are the opposite side of the spectrum, where the world is against them, nothing kind of works for them, and they're always in struggle. You see, so much of our life is determined by how we decide to perceive it. So if you think negatively about your life and the world around you, then you're much more likely to see the world in a negative and unhelpful way. Whereas if you see your life and the world in a positive light, then you're much more likely to have a positive and happy life. Now, this does not mean that if you have a positive attitude, good things happen to you, and if you have a negative attitude, bad things happen to you. Because the outside world is the outside world. And I think that if you have a positive attitude, you've got more opportunity to see the positive. However, whatever happens in that external environment happens. It's how you decide to choose to respond to it. So my point would be that if two people had the exact same experience, but they had different attitudes going into it, then they could experience it in completely different ways. One person could see it as an absolute blessing and something that was amazing for them, and one person could see it as a life-changing worst thing in the world. So how can that happen? It's the same event, and it's all to do with how we decide and how we choose. Understanding this can be a little bit disconcerting for everybody that wants to blame the world. For those that go, oh, this has happened and this is an injustice and these things are bad. For those people that blame the outside world, then I can understand why this video potentially doesn't feel particularly good. And you're probably there saying, no, that's a load of rubbish. But the truth of the matter is that there are some people in our world that have gone through truly horrendous things, the most negative things you can ever experience, and still come through it positively, still come through it with happiness, still come through it with joy. So how have they done that? It's to do with their choice. Because no matter what you decide, it's your decision that makes your life, not what the outside world gives you. So once you take responsibility for that, actually how you perceive your life is your choice. Once you take that accountability on, once you decide that that is you that decides it, then you can transform your life. You can start to see the beauty in the world. You can start to see the helpfulness and friendliness in others. You can start to see the positive in any situation and making the most out of your life. But it is just a little bit more than just taking accountability. And what I'd like to do is share with you two things that I think could really help with improving the quality of how you perceive your life. So number one, ask yourself, what is my relationship with life right now? And when you do this, it brings you into the moment. It brings you into the present. What that allows you to do is understand that your past and your future are not irrelevant, but not as big a factors as we can allow them to be perceived, because the only moment we truly ever have is now. And then if you think about that relationship that you have right now and bring yourself into that moment, you have the opportunity to experience peace, experience joy, experience magic, because you are focused in on this moment of here and now. Because right here and now, you don't have any problems. Your problems are either based in the past or potentially in the future. Whereas right here and now, if you can experience life as it is and in this true moment, then you have a great opportunity to see it in a very positive light. The second thing that I'd like to talk about is anticipation. And what I mean by anticipation is deciding ahead of time how you're going to perceive things. So what this means is that if you go into life going, oh, this is going to be terrible, then you're going to spot the terrible things. Whereas if you go into a situation saying, no matter what happens, I'm going to enjoy this moment and I'm going to find a way, then you're much more likely to be able to do that. This means that you've got to let go of the specific how things happen, but more about the overall objective. So rather than for me to be happy with the situation, these things need to happen, it will be, I'm going to go into this situation and I'm going to enjoy it and get the very best out of it, no matter what. And that frees you up then to see opportunities, to be flexible, to move within life and to get the very best out of it. So in conclusion, how you decide life is going to be is how life is for you. It's a decision, it's a choice. And the best way to get the best out of your life will be two ways. Number one, asking what your relationship is with life right now, to bring you into the moment, to really enjoy what the now brings. And then number two, decide ahead of time that you're going to get the best out of it, that you're going to have fun. And if you decide that, then you've got much more chance.